Mo ń lọ sákì, mo fẹ́ lọ rọ́jọ̀gbọ́n o. Mo ń lọ sábẹ́ òkúta, mo fẹ́ lọ rí ọmọ Ṣóyínká. Ṣóyínká o. Ṣóyínká. Ṣóyínká o.
Hello, and thank you for joining us today on World of Art right here on OGTV. My name is Miriam Usman. Every week, we bring you art practitioners, and together we explore the advantages there are to visual arts in our everyday lives. This program is brought to you by Prince Engineer Yemisi Shilon, legal practitioner, Africa's largest private art collector, Grand Donor and Chairman of Council, Yemisi Shilon Museum of Art, in collaboration with Society of Nigerian Artists, Ogun State Chapter. Today we're going to have a conversation, an amazing one around textile. And you know, when it comes to textile at Abeokuta, Ogun State, you cannot overemphasize how much is going on, how much all of this is happening in the state. And today we bring you one of Abeokuta, one of Nigeria, one of Africa's greatest textile designer. And he has a lot to tell us on the program. But let's go on this quick break. And when we return, you get to know more about textile industry, textile design, and the Afro touch to it on this program. So please stay with us. Okay, well, back and you're watching World of Art right here on OGTV. We are joining the studios of Expression Now in person of Olatubonsun Ayodeji, one of Abeokuta, Africa's most finest Afro design textile designer as well in Abeokuta. Thank you for having us here today.
Thank you.
The last time we were here was couple of was it here, or I don't know, but I know we had this very lovely conversation sometime.
Recognize your studio.
My studio, yeah. So today we're in your studio. Thank you. And we see a lot of colorful works around here. But I know it's not an easy one to do. There's the mental stress, there's the physical labor, and then there's also having to deal with your clients and all. And you're someone who ventures in all of these things. I know you have a lot to talk to us about, but as usual on the program, I like people to explore with us their journey, what it was for them starting this part of art. What's your story like?
Well, thank you, Miriam, and thank you, GTV. Thank you, Prince Engineer Yemisi Shilon, for this, and thank you, Ogun State Society of Nigerian Artists, for this great opportunity to, bring the world of art into the society at large. The journey into the world of art is a beautiful one from our childhood, starting from the scribbling era and to professional when we started at the College of Education, Oshiele, in 2003. It has been amazing, exploring that which belongs to us, because I started professionally at the college, being certified, you attend as a teacher, you understand certain things about art as a whole. But when you get to year 3, it gives you an opportunity to specialize. And I specialize in textile, which has been a very smooth, a beautiful ride. And since then, before, going back to Ife, or you to, explore, to learn them more, and to, strengthen the half of them all. And that's been a wonderful one, from one to another. My heart as a whole started, there are two sides of me. Let me put it that way. We have the art as for art, and we have art as a business, because in every heart there is business, and in every business there is heart. Until you solve a problem. And while I was in the College of Education, Shirley precisely, in one of the day we went to the class in the main hall for lecture, general lecture. And unfortunately, I got there late and I sat at the rear. So I saw other students coming in and everybody was just looking the same, shirt, t-shirt, trouser, jean and stuff like that. Everybody comes to lecture, the lecturer, everybody wear. So I sat down and I began to think, we have our own, indigenous textiles. Why are we not exploring this? Then after the lecture, I, got to my friends and 3 other strangers. I began to ask them, why do everybody likes wearing jeans? I said, okay, I adore, because of this different variables. I'm going to tell you, okay, because it's for old people. They will tell you because it bleaches. They will tell you we don't like it for anything. So I said, okay. So I go back to the drawing board and I begin to, explore, okay, what can we do to ensure that which belongs to us? Because culture is an integral part of art.
Yes.
And, majorly when they say, okay, what is culture? They say, okay, it's a way of life. But to me, culture is a shared belief. And our textile or the way we dress is an integral, very core part of our culture, and that is our identity. It tells us about what we are. When you see somebody dressed in a rare show, okay, you wouldn't know this is where it comes from. So I begin to, explore those variables. Okay, what are the problems and what are the possible solutions? That the problems are already there and waiting for me to find practical, sustainable, and lasting solution to it. So we begin to say, okay, what can we do? Then we begin expressional. Though as a student, it's not that easy because you have to bridge the gap. The academics is there. It was not suffer, and at the same time, you have to ensure that thing that is calling for the expression, you must. And it was driven by passion to ensure that we document, we explore, and then we begin to tell our stories, because every motifs of Adire, for example, which is the craft of the Abeokuta people, and in other Yoruba land, is every motif telling stories. But we as, let me use the word Gen Z, then I said the new generation youth don't actually understand the story. And you cannot give what you don't have. So we begin to explore, okay, let's bring these cultural forms. So begin to reimagine cultural forms in the area of styles that we begin to create. That entice the youth to say, okay, wow. So the first piece, by the time I got a vision, I'm almost rounding off to leave the college. But I joined the university. I went to university immediately. I think I didn't even spend a week at home. So I started from year 1 back in the university. So by the time I got to Ife, the spirit, the passion is already there.
You are not the average fresher.
So I'm not even a regular. So the first time as I was stepping my phone to the gate of the campus, I said, okay, wow, this campus, I have a mandate. And the mandate is to paint the world with Adire. So I begin to distribute imaginary. Remember, I don't have what to sell at that time. So I began to make posters, and video in white and black, distribute to people and tell them I sell Adire. So all of them are looking at me now. Who are you? You are a fresher per se, and you are, you imagine you're on a regular, you queue for registration, and you're telling your fellow Jambitos, you are telling Nigeria, you are telling, who is this? But you are the first ambassador of your brand. So personally, myself, I'm clothed.
So you look your brand.
Always in Kembe, in my Abitiaja, in my Adire, so I go about everywhere. So people look at me differently. So when I discover that their orientation begin to shift. So they begin to look at me that, who is this person? So when I go on marketing to all the, all some residents in Mozambique, Angola, Morimi, Hawu, and so they look at it and it's like, who is this hell? What is this guy? But because, something must be driving you.
Yeah.
And when something is driving you, the world, it attracts the world, right. The world attention. So now they begin to ask, okay, what are you really selling? Okay, I am selling African motif. So when you have a line that talks about continuity, for example, you have Elelo, all those motifs, when they understand that this is what this means, then their love it's awakened. The joy and the appreciation of African textile, especially at that time, got enlivened. So all those people begin to say, okay, what is it? Okay, now we love it. Now, because when you have styles that appeals to them, it appeals to what they like, then they begin to bring out the money, they buy for their loved one, then you go on trade fairs and stuff like that. So that's been amazing.
So would you say there's been a shift in the approach and the way they see things when you started and where we are now? This is 2026.
Yes, there's been, there is always a development. So there's been a very magical, transformation and a paradigm shift in the perception, the understanding and appreciation, because understanding precedes appreciation. So there has been a lot of development in terms of the style, the design, the appreciation, and that has transcended into the global world now. When you go to Paris, when you go to all across the world, African textile is taking over the global stage, fashion stage, and it goes beyond. So it has been a wonderful one.
I'm going to say that you are definitely correct, because we've seen a couple of designs all over the world, even in French. There's this Paris fashion show they have where global icons come, and you'll see. There was a time I saw this Adire. There was a time I saw this Adire walk. There's this modeled in this Adire, and it was just this happiness you could get to see the Nigerian thing out there. But I'm going to bring you back to something you said earlier, that when in the past years, not a lot of Nigerians wanted to embrace this thing until it was made very appealing to them. Now, I want us to talk about the level at which we are appreciating art. Now, if you look at the dress code for a lot of official settings, especially in Nigeria, the only time dedicated to traditional attire is Fridays, and that's like one day out of the 5 working days. We have one day. I think we're still much in the progress. We're not there yet. Imagine the working day attire we are allowed to wear 4 times English wear and 1 time traditional wear. What do you think of that?
It was not like this before, and thank God it's changing. Now, I'll have to say a very thank you to even the state government for including that as part of
yes, it's compulsory.
And even your state, Governor Makinde ensure that okay, because of the crafts is embrace. Now, but you saw that it is changing, and it's still in the work in the making, because you discover that sometimes now, and because of globalization, technology, investments, and appreciation of culture, it is now infused, because the way it was being used before, even those that goes to offices on weekdays, as now, even though they cannot wear the as a full,
they can wear it as a trouser.
As a trousers. So now, and some wear suit and use it as a pocket square. That is identity. That's where it begins from. Now, gradually, people will make office shirts, corporate shirt, for example. They say, okay, a corporate shirt for banks, because we just make one for Money Point now. Even on their advertisement, it is corporate, but we infused, because we cannot sit down in the stool of yesterday. Today, there must be a change. So now they begin to infuse that, okay, the perception, the way we look at it before, all this pattern, we can incorporate it, even being in the corporate world. We infuse some probably as sleeves, as just a little. So when they see, they know this is African. Now look at the jersey, the Super Falcon used for I think last tournament there about
at the stadium.
Yeah, you will discover that the motive, because one of the things is that as a part of a whole, the motive is African and actually talking about greatness. Now, when the African motive was incorporated into the jersey, it's stirred up a global whatever, and I said people have been wearing jersey, but this one, the Nigerian government, the Nigerian athletes or their footballers, what is different, and people begin to understand, okay, what does this one mean? Because sometimes people just say design, they don't know. So but now that the understanding is getting more enlightened, just open your TikTok, open your Instagram now. Before you explore the page, you will see 10 African, whatever, African art, textile, and it is now spreading to everyday life gradually. Now, go to school. Let's take school for examples now. Schools, some of the schools in this Ogun State now are using Adire on Wednesdays and Friday, while some are still using it on Friday alone. But we must appreciate that at least for now,
Progress.
it is a progress. So it begin to get wider acceptance as the year in, year out, and it gets better.
All right, you're still watching World of Art right here on OGTV, and we're bringing you the conversation around textile art, the African arts, and how much it's of global importance, and how much we are embracing it as indigenous people of Africa and of course Nigeria. We go on this break, and when we return, the conversation continues. Please stay with us. It's been a great conversation before the break, and we just have to wrap it up as soon as we can. Before we went on that break, you talked about art as an act and art as a business. This is where a lot of artists suffer. You see talent in some people, but I think when they started learning art, they learned the art of art and not of the business part of art. And so you see them with brilliant works, they don't get their works sold out. You see some people that they don't even do half of what some of these talented people do, and they are making their money day by day, year by year. And sometimes you want to ask, is it because these people do not really appreciate, or they don't know, those buying it do not know how to appreciate these talented artists, or these talented artists are the ones not positioning themselves? Now, you are an artist who has all experience exhibition, who has exhibited both national, local, and even international. What is this about projecting yourself as an artist, especially in the art of business?
Oh, all right. Thank you. And that's a very salient and very important question. Thank you. Well, the world of art, be it textile, sculpture, painting, and every specialization of art, uh, is a global hot cake. Let me put it that way. But just like I've said, because you'll be surprised that sometimes people that does not even study art were the one that are making so much of the profit in the world of art. And my little, advice to artists, probably let me put it in front of my don't see your heart as an hobby. Don't see your heart as an hobby.
And hobby is something you like to
Though see it as a passion driven. See it as business, because personally, a work of art is a ministry. Art is a ministry on its own. Just like a pastor, you know, just like just like anybody, a business, a CEO, whatever, see your heart as a ministry. And when you see it as a ministry, now you're going to see so many things. Now, the position is very key, because now you see some artists just do some word of heart, just keep it somewhere. Tell a story around your heart. The world we understand, we appreciate what you understand. Now, thank God for the social media and the technological advancement across the world. Some artists will just make a work of art and just drop it there, just with one title. Some will not even title it. Some will not even post. Some will not. So tell a story around. The moment that people say that you are serious with your heart, see, there's no problem with when it comes to finances or money. Now, by grace, I've been privileged to travel some of this country, and some of them has come from the people I don't know. That they've just, okay, we have been seeing your heart, we have been monitoring the progress in your heart, because the consistency is key. Passion is one. You can be passionate and not be consistent. But if you are consistent and you project yourself, tell a story around your heart. You are a painter. Tell a story around your heart. Let there be a kind of movement. Let the people see that, okay, this is authenticity. We're talking about authentic art. We're talking about art that has meaning. We're talking about art that has forms. We're talking about art that people can relate with. We're talking about art that people can understand. Because until understanding comes, the resources or the support or money, let me put it that way, in the language, will not come. So tell your story. Have a very good pictures of what you do, because I don't joke with that. Have a very good presentation. Let people feel, because just like you are buying on Temu or whatever, people will first buy the product, the appearance, how it appears to them. Sometimes you will buy from Jumia and it's called, I'll be wondering.
Yes, is this what I ordered?
And you see that it is what you ordered, not that it is different. Now you need to tell your story genuinely. The work of what you are doing, what does it mean to the people? What lesson does it have to do? Does it have to teach? Okay, why should I wear what you are? Why should I buy?
I feel like you should also talk to those people who are fond, those artists that are fond of drawing or making arts to appeal to celebrities. I know people are hungry for money. People are looking for money. Well, you see, in recent time, we've seen a lot of some of these celebrities not even appreciate it. I've seen a young man who was trying to display his talents to this young lady, and the lady, when she saw the portrait and all that, she started talking down on the art, like, why would you use this photo of mine? This thing looks like an obituary. It was a viral video then, and I could imagine what this guy had gone through to make this piece, to look for you, to even give you. And I'm assuming that she did not pay that guy to bring that work. So there are a lot of young people, especially those that are venturing into just drawing and painting, they feel like the one way to get people's attention or to go viral is by, making art that are appealing to celebrities. Did you at any point do something like this? Does it work for you?
Yes, it works for me. I did it. I must be sincere. Now, because you should understand that your heart is your ministry. Not when you see your heart as an hobby, you can give to celebrities. But in business, so let me narrow it down to business now. In business, when you reach out to people that okay, if someone like this wore my designs, probably is going to attract more people to have it is number, but in that you must be assured, because a celebrity does not mean it's going to bring more clients to you or more customers to you, because not all celebrities, the numbers of followers they have does not matter. But all these people that does drawings and stuff like that. For example, now in my own case, let me use myself an example. Regina Chuku, it was a popular, actress. Reached out sometimes, said, okay, we want to collaborate and stuff like that. For some months, I didn't see the message, I didn't respond. But so when I reached out and said, okay, now we can collaborate. There's a place of collaboration in every business. And, when they see it, and they said, okay, I love the design. And the moment she wore one, it opened doors to many people and say, okay, where do you get it from? Because it's just like as you are a model. Having a model is part of my is part of textile world, because models needs to wear, people need to see, they are the mirror. You are doing something in the studio. Sometimes people will not see what you are doing in the studio until it becomes 3D. Somebody wears it with good accessories and stuff like that. It is part of, but there are two ways to it. But so people that gives work to celebrities, I will encourage them to do it with wisdom. Do it with wisdom. Not all celebrities are celebrities that understand. Those people that are condemning, not that they are bad people, but because they don't understand for a celebrity to appreciate your work, you must see that person actually has a taste for art. I saw someone artist, make one for the video and one made for Ngozi Weala. Ngozi Weala loved the works, she was enjoying. I was like, wow, somebody, I like art and stuff like that. And I saw one that was smacking a drawing on the, destroying and say, do you ask you to bring it? No. For you to give her a work, it's not actually advisable. It must be a collaboration, not I just want to give you, I want you to have my work to be seen.
Yeah, they do that a lot.
No, you can give close to people when they wear, because one thing leads to another. There is business. During lockdown, I learned this trick. So I had told people, okay, my name is Ayodeji, this is what I do. Some people say, wow, I love it. Some people say, okay, I've never worn it in my life. But it's just a matter of time. You have, left a note, a thought in their heart. Gradually, they are watching, because it's quite that there are so many people that are watching you that you are not. So instead of, giving your work, wasting all those times, sit down with your heart, explore, and begin consistent. The word consistent is key. Begin to explore. Tell your story different. You can post 5 drawings, and someone like Dr. Popola, for example, is a master in that.
I just know you call his name.
Is somebody that will teach you how social media should run.
Is that good with it? Yeah.
So you can give works to people that appreciate the word of what you work about. Not something that we just drop it somewhere and say, okay, this one, because maybe you are even looking for what to eat. And remember, you have bought pencil, you have traveled down, you have spent, so your time is precious. So don't waste your time on people that will just look at it and say, okay, what try this? Let them reach out. then you can now say, okay, let's do it this way. I know they're looking for traffic, but they can still, explore them more.
See, I wish we could just continue this conversation, but always time is a key factor of this program. But this is how far we can go today. I want to say thank you so much for giving us a lot of insight into the textile world, especially for young people who are trying to set their works out there. Thank you again for having us
Thank you.
today. The program is World of Art, where we bring you conversation of visual art and its importance in our everyday lives. One of my key lessons today, if you're an artist, always remember there's an art of art and there's an art for business, and both are very important. And it's even as individuals, we need to see the importance of these two elements in art. My name is Miriam Usman. We'll see you next week, God's willing. Just before we go, I don't know if you want to shout out to the Society of Nigerian Artists and also.
Well, a very big thank you to Prince Engineer Yemisi Shilon. It's our Baba. It's my Baba personally. I will say to Yoruba, Agbanya Dale. Thank you. God bless you. And also to the Society of Nigerian Artists. Thank you, the chairman and every member. Thank you. God bless you. And to OGTV, thank you for your support. And to our amazing crew team and the presenter, amazing, beautiful Sister Miriam. Thank you. Thank you for continuity, the consistency, and for your love for art. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you.
That's the program this week. Word of Art is brought to you by Prince Engineer Yanisi Shilon, legal practitioner, Africa's largest private art collector, grand donor and chairman of council, Yemisi Shilon Museum of Art, in collaboration with Society of Nigerian Artists, Ogun State Chapter. I'll see you next week, God's willing. Bye for now.